Hi guys, it's KINO. Welcome to another video. So in today's pick a card reading, we're going to be doing a deep dive into what's going on between you and the person on your mind and their current thoughts and feelings towards you. So there are 4 readings for you guys to choose from today, and we have a different crystal point for each reading. I'm going to show you each up close one by one, and please pick whichever one you feel drawn to the most. Number 1 is Opalite. Number 2 is Fluorite. Number 3 is Aqua Aura Quartz. And number 4 is Mangano Calcite. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number 1s, so if you guys chose the Opalite, this is going to be your reading. So we are going to start by just taking a look at the full breakdown of today's reading. We have the reading here on YouTube as well as an extended. On YouTube, we're going to see the current energies of you versus your person versus the connection overall. And this part of the reading can be like an energy check for you, especially the part where we're talking about you. If what I'm describing does sound like you, then that is your sign that this is your group. Then we are going to move into your person's thoughts of you as well as their feelings for you. So we're going to see what is going on in their head and what is going on in their heart when it comes to you and this connection. We're also going to see their intentions, so what they plan on doing from here on out, or what they want to happen between the two of you. And then we're going to finish off with messages and guidance from your spiritual team. Then in the extended reading, we're going to be getting honest and unfiltered messages from your person, and we'll get a message from both their 3D self, like their human self, as well as their higher self. Then we're going to see what your person's next move is towards you. And then we will look overall at a 3-month prediction for this connection. So that is the reading that we have today. We're going to start off by taking a look at the current energy. So I have these cards to represent you, these cards to represent your person, and then this in the middle is going to represent the energy of your connection overall, the energy between the two of you. So when you're listening to these descriptions, you may find that they are flipped, like this is more your person, this is more you. That's totally fine if you feel called to switch the energies. You may even find that you resonate with both sides, which is totally valid too, and that's likely a sign that you and your person are mirroring each other. However, if you don't find yourself anywhere in this spread, then that is probably a sign that this is not your group. So with all that being said, let's get into it and see what cards we have to represent your energies. So we have the 6 of Wands, inviting ecstasy. I am worthy of all the pleasure my heart desires. And then we have the 4th house. Then for your person's energy, we have the Empress, celebrating simplicity. I am more fulfilled when there is less to manage and maintain. And then we have the 11th house. Okay, so I'm gonna start. Let's just go over your individual energies and then we'll look at this. Yeah, we'll do it that way. So I'm gonna start with your energy. One thing that I can tell right away about my group number 1s is that your soul is like the biggest, warmest ball of sunshine. Like you have such a sweet energy, group number one. And what is coming through about you is that when you care about someone, like, you go big, you go all the way. I feel like you are incredibly loyal, generous, affectionate, supportive. And it's like you would do anything for your loved ones or for the people that you care about. You have a nature to you that is childlike and innocent. It's honestly adorable. I hope you're okay with me saying that, but just the excitement and the passion with which you respond when you care about something or someone, or like you're interested in something or someone. It's just such a genuine enthusiasm and such a pure love that emanates from you. I imagine you're the type of person who gets very excited about like your hobbies and your interests. Like if you are out and about and you see a reference to something that you like, it probably makes you very excited. When you make a new friend or when you start to develop feelings for someone, I feel like you just really go all in and really bask in those emotions and let those emotions move you to do acts of kindness and to do big gestures for that person. And it's almost this feeling of like, I can't hold myself back. I just like you so much. I'm so excited to have you in my life. So you might go the extra mile to make that person feel special, to let them know that you are thinking of them. Maybe you like write them letters or long messages, or you bring them gifts. I feel like when you love something or someone, you just want to shower them with all of your love, and it's just really, really sweet. I also get the feeling that you are attractive to many people. You might get a lot of attention when you are out going about your life, whether that is wanted or unwanted, I'm not sure, but there is something magnetic about you. You might catch people staring at you a lot. I feel like you have at least one secret admirer, or maybe a not so secret admirer. You would do very well in the spotlight. I don't know if that's like part of your professional or creative aspirations, but you just have this charm about you and this magnetism about you. You would do very well in the spotlight, or you would do very well like in the front and center of your profession or of your creative endeavors. I think that when it comes to your person, it seems that, first of all, I feel a really strong attraction to your person. They're the Empress, so they are very attractive as well. I feel like you guys would objectively make a very attractive couple. Like, you have a lot of admirers, they have a lot of admirers. You're both beautiful, like you're both aesthetically beautiful. That's coming through. And so there is probably a mutual physical attraction and a lot of chemistry between the two of you. But what is coming up specifically is that I feel like there's something that makes you really look up to your person. And it likely has to do with a talent that they have. Like, there's something that they're very good at, or a talent that they have that in your eyes makes them super, super attractive. Just for like one example, it would be like this person's a really good drummer. And then you're like, oh my God, drummers. Like, there's some talent they have that just makes them really stand out to you. And it's also kind of coming through that it's like you specifically wanted to impress this person, or their opinion of you mattered quite a bit. Like, you wanted them to think highly of you because you thought they were so cool. I feel like you would be proud to be seen with this person, or have your interactions be seen, or to be able to call this person your partner. It's like you look up to them. You find them to be very cool. There could have also been, and maybe this is just like part of your personality or a specific thing that this person brought out of you, where whatever your interactions are like on a given day, it could really affect your self-esteem. It seemed like this person had the power to really impact your self-esteem. So if you had a good day where you talked a lot and you were sharing sweet messages, then you would feel really confident. You would feel really worthy. And in the same way, like if they weren't giving you that much attention, it could hurt your self-esteem. And again, I don't know if that's just like something that this specific person brought out of you, but I also get the feeling that you could get attention and you could have like hundreds of people in your DMs like talking about how amazing you are, and you wouldn't care, because the attention that you really want is from this specific person, or like the love and affection and recognition that you really want is from this specific person. I also feel like with the 4th house, you're also likely the type of person who, once you fall for someone or once you accept someone into your heart, they have like almost a permanent position there, or it's really, really hard to let them go. Once they earn a spot in your heart, it's really, really hard for them to lose that spot. So you have this loyalty to you, but also like this tenacity, I think is the word. Like it might be hard for you to move on from people or to stop caring about people. You might look at others and be like, how do they not care? How do they let go so easily? You're just not like that. I feel like once you love really deeply, and in general, you feel really deeply. And I feel like you have been making a space for this person in your heart. It's like you want them to feel at home. You want them to feel like they have a place in your life, and that you are one of the people, or they are one of the people that you prioritize. They are one of the people that you consider. Now, over on this person's side, I can see where there might be some friction between the two of you, because while this 4th house energy indicates to me someone who is very loyal, who is very generous, who, when they care for someone, they hold on tightly and they don't let go. 11th house energy can be kind of detached, aloof. It can be a little bit like an avoidant energy. And we also have this message here: I am more fulfilled when there is less to manage and maintain. I know that in general, this deck is positive affirmations. This is about like embracing simplicity in your life. But when it comes to like the context of this connection, and considering that you seem to be the type who really wants to go all out and do everything for someone that you care about, they seem to be just more detached, like not looking for a big responsibility or a big commitment. That's not to say that they don't like you, because with the Empress here, I feel like they really do care about you. They find you to be beautiful inside and out. But, and I gotta say, this tarot deck is so interesting because the illustrations really add like a different, unique spin to the cards. I feel like this person may be avoiding commitment because they just avoid responsibility in general. Because I'm seeing them as this person. And I feel like this is a person who wants to be coddled, or like wants to be babied, who doesn't really want to be held accountable or to have big responsibilities. And they could have, because this is a card about motherhood, like that could be something from their childhood. Like maybe they were coddled like that in their childhood, or they have some kind of, I feel weird saying this, but maybe they have some kind of mommy issues or like parent issues, or they're kind of unconsciously looking for a mommy rather than a partner. Like someone who will just take all of the responsibility, or like do all of the emotional work and be like, oh, it's okay. Do you have commitment issues? That's all right. I'm sorry if this is like mean or judgmental towards them, but that is just how their energy is coming through. it's kind of giving the vibe of the type of person who, when they mess up, their go-to is like, I'm so sorry that I'm such a terrible person and that I can't do anything right. Like, I don't deserve love. And then you, who are actually the one who has been wronged, is like, oh no, like, it's okay. You're not terrible. Like, this is kind of the vibe that I'm getting from this person. And honestly, like, I've kind of been fighting the urge throughout this channeling to be speaking in the past tense. So this might be someone that you're not really involved with anymore, or you're not involved with as much. Because I honestly feel like a lot of you kind of got frustrated with this person, or like just got tired of dealing with this. And it could have kind of been like a roller coaster, because I do feel like with the Empress, they can be really like kind and loving and affectionate towards you. But then when there's any sort of conflict or they make any sort of mistake, it's like they're nowhere to be found. Like, responsibility, accountability is nowhere to be found. And you end up having to pick up the pieces. Like, if you are hurt, you have to soothe yourself. Or even worse, you are hurt and you have to soothe them. And be like, oh no, it's okay. You're not a bad person. You didn't do anything wrong. Which I'm not saying they are a bad person, but I just think, yeah, there's some issues with like responsibility and commitment and taking accountability, which I think was or is putting a strain on the connection. And when I look at this Six of Wands and like, I am worthy of all the pleasure my heart desires, I feel like when it comes to your current energy, you are in a place where you're like, I don't deserve this. Like, I'm freaking amazing. You know, like, I deserve someone who's gonna show up for me. I deserve someone who's gonna be mature. I honestly, and maybe this is like a big sign if this is your group, I feel like a lot of you are like slowly losing interest in this person, or starting to say, if it's going to be this way for much longer, like, I don't know how much longer I can do this. Like, this dynamic is not, and it's hard because like, you care so deeply and you're so loyal and there are amazing qualities about them, but you know, with this Six of Wands, with this person on the bike, like checking out the girl, you may be starting to explore other options, or like you want to be open to other options, because you're like, it's almost this feeling of like, if you're not gonna treat me how I deserve, I know for a fact that a lot of people would be lucky to have me. And like, if you're not going to treat me right, I know that someone else will. Like, that's kind of the vibe of this card. I feel like you're in an energy of building up your confidence, building up your feelings of worthiness. And again, like, it's not to say that this isn't a wonderful person, but when it comes to the type of connection and the type of reciprocity that you need, I feel like you're just not really getting it from them. And so you may be like looking for other options, or you're starting to think like, maybe that's what I should do. So let's take a look at our middle card now to see the energies in between the two of you. We have sixth house with routine. Interesting. So this might be someone that you see on a daily basis. Like, for example, if you work together or go to school together, or I don't know, maybe you have children with this person, or you are in the same like friend group, or in the same social circles, or in the same online community, or something like that. I do feel like you cross paths, or your energy crosses paths. I'm not sure how much direct like one-on-one communication you're in, but it does seem like your energy is still around each other. This could also be indicating that you think about each other regularly. You cross each other's minds regularly. I think that both of you are kind of in your head when it comes to this connection. Like, you're trying to do a lot of analysis of it, if that makes sense. So you could spend a lot of time thinking about your dynamic, or thinking about your previous dynamics and what shifted. You could be talking a lot about it to other people, like both of you, talking to your friends and people in your life about this connection and what unfolded and asking for advice. You know, this is a feeling of analyzing and trying to get to the root of the problem and solve the problem. So I do think that this connection is heavily on both of your minds, but there's also a feeling of both of you wanting to be in your own lane and focus on self-improvement and like getting your stuff together. So I do feel like both of you are working on yourselves at this time, which is a good sign. So we're going to get into the tarot now, and we're going to do a deep dive into what is going on with your person. So we want to look at their head as well as their heart. So what is going on in group number one's person's head? What are their current thoughts towards group number one and this connection? So we have the 10 of Wands. Okay. And we have the 3 of Wands. And what is going on in this person's heart? Okay, very interesting. 4 of Crystals, which is the 4 of Pentacles. Woo! And, oh my gosh, the 4 of Pentacles and the 2 of Cups. Group number ones, I'm so sorry if you have been confused by this person and their energy towards you, because I can definitely see how it would be confusing. It seems that this person's head and heart are not on the same page. What they are thinking about this connection and what they are feeling about this connection are not on the same page. I would go so far as to say that this almost feels like something that they've internalized from narratives around them or from people around them. Like it, you know, if this is their heart, this is how they truly feel. Okay, let's get into it. Let me stop talking to myself and let's get into it. So the first thing with the 10 of Wands is that they are thinking, in their head, they are thinking that this connection is like a burden. It's too much work, or like you are expecting too much of them. You are putting too much pressure on them. And I want to be very clear that this is just what they're thinking. So this is in no way a reflection of the objective truth. Like, you could be not expecting that much from them at all, or you could be expecting a lot, either way. But I just want to clarify that this is their, like, just their subjective experience. They may feel like you ask too much from them, or you expect too much out of a relationship, and that it's just like too much to make you happy or to give you what you want. It could also be that they worry it's going to be that way. And then this takes on a whole new meaning. What I was going to say with the 3 of Wands is that they might think like they want to be freed from this connection, or they just want freedom in general. Like, they don't want to be tied down with finger quotes. They don't want to have to commit and have to be held responsible to show up in a certain way. However, when I think of the 3 of Wands as like the future, it could very well be that there's actually nothing in the current situation with you that is burdening them, but for some reason they have this idea that, oh, but that's how it's gonna be. Like, they might be like, oh, like, this relationship is such a burden. And then if you specifically ask them what's burdening you, they're like, it's like they can't give a specific answer. And they're like, I don't know, but like if we were in a committed relationship, it would just be too much work. It almost feels like just a line that they repeat because that's what they've learned, or that's what other people have said and they picked it up. So this is just like what their thoughts are playing on a loop. Like, this is too much pressure, too much expectation. I don't want to be like tied down. I want to be free. But then what's happening in their heart? The Four of Pentacles. They're holding on. They're holding on. They can't let go. I almost feel like, okay, let's say this represents their feelings for you and the connection. They're being like, oh, like this is too heavy. This is too heavy. I just wish someone would like take this off of me. And then their spiritual team is like, okay, we'll take it from you. And they're like, I just wish someone would take it away from me. But they're still like clasping onto it and they're still pulling it towards them. So what they're thinking and what they're actually doing is the opposite. They think these things like, I don't want to be held down. I just want to be free. Blah, blah, blah. But then their heart is not letting go. Their heart is holding on tightly. Like the Four of Pentacles, you're not letting that shit go anywhere. You're holding on very tightly. And then we have the Two of Cups, which if you are familiar with tarot, you already know what this means. Like, this person in their heart feels like you are their person. You are their match. You are their counterpart. They could even feel like you are a soulmate of theirs, or you are the soulmate. We have a rainbow, which makes me think of the Ten of Cups. Like, it's so strange to read this energy. You bring this person happiness. You bring this person inner peace. And yet they have this narrative that's like playing out in their head. There's a feeling of them looking for you, seeking you out, checking up on you. When you run into this person, it might feel like you're just casually bumping into them, but from their end, it's probably more intentional than that. Like, they were probably looking for you. This person could also have dreams about you that are very sweet, you know, like very loving, sweet dreams about you. So, what are their intentions? What do they want to happen? What does this person want to happen in this connection? Look, we have the Knight of Cups. Like, come on. They want this connection to move forward. This is literally like falling in love, entering into a relationship, giving someone your heart, opening up emotionally. Like, this is what they truly want. Like, this feels like programming. This feels like some narrative that they were fed and that they just like perpetuate because, like, out of fear. Because this, I will say, like, when you open up to this loving energy, there is a vulnerability that is required. So it could be out of fear. It could be because they think that like being detached is like cool, or it's like strong. Like, it could be an ego thing like that. But this Knight of Cups is what they truly want. What else? What does this person truly want? star is all about a bright future. They want to move forward. They want a bright future with you. With the star as well, like there's a feeling of wishing, like wishing on a star. They wish for a future with you, but they feel like it's so far away, or they feel like it's too good to be true. I feel like, okay, this person, we spoke about this at the very start of the reading. I feel like this is a very attractive person. I do feel like they're popular. I feel like there's a lot of people who like them and look up to them and find them cool. I think you find them cool. I think you find them to be talented. It does seem like the type of person who they only show their surface level. And this is not a judgment at all, by the way. I think what's going on is that like their inner world, or like a deeper version of them, they feel like is weird. I think right now they enjoy this perception that they're like a cool person and people like them, but they have it in their head like if I showed the world the real me, they would think I'm super weird. Like if only they knew what goes on in my inner world, or like what my true personality is, they would think I'm weird. And I think there's a part of them that realizes like letting you in would mean someone getting access to their inner weird self. Which again, let me clarify, this is their very subjective view. I'm not saying this person is weird. I, as an outsider, would probably describe it as unique. Unique, unconventional. That it's beautiful. And actually, weird doesn't even have to be a bad word. It just means like not the status quo. That's beautiful. But they don't see it that way. It's like they really want to keep up this appearance that they're this like normal, cool person, and I'm hearing like that they don't have messy emotions. It's like anything that's messy or like too complex to understand at a first glance, it's like, ooh, let's not deal with that. That's weird. So, but the ego doesn't like the sound of that. I'm hiding because I think I'm weird. The ego doesn't like that. No, the ego has to feel in charge. The ego has to have the upper hand. So what do? Commitment is for chumps. Like, I'm so above that. Chumps. But the ego has to frame it in a way that makes it above everyone else. Like, I'm not afraid of being rejected by you. I rejected you first. So I think the ego has to create this narrative of like, it's not that I'm afraid to let people in, it's that I don't want to. I don't care about that. I'm above that. And so if they hear these narratives floating around them, I feel like their ego latches onto it. And I feel like at this point they may be pretty convinced of that. It is not reflective of what is going on in their heart. And I almost feel like this star, I actually feel like a pain in my heart area right now. Like a pain where my heart chakra would be. Where it would be, where it is. But you know what I mean? Like that, it's like in my rib cage. I almost feel like this is their soul longing to break free from this mess, longing to break free, and the bright future that their soul envisions is one where they can be vulnerable and one where they can have like genuine intimate connection. I feel like this less represents their intentions and more so what they not even what they want to happen, what they wish would happen. It just feels like a wish. To them, it doesn't feel like something that's realistically going to happen. It's kind of like a if only of their heart. So I want to, what should I do first? Okay, let's pull a couple more cards. We're going to get messages and guidance from your spiritual team now. And I also want to read a passage for you out of this crystal Bible book. But I'm going to pull these cards first. So if there's a specific spirit guide, a specific member of your spiritual team that you would like to hear from, just keep them in your mind while I'm shuffling. And if there's a specific question or a specific point that you would like guidance on, keep that in your mind as well. Group number 1, spiritual team. What messages or guidance do you have for them? We have the 3 of crystals. And we have the 8 of crystals. Okay, 2 pentacle cards. So, we saw earlier on with this center card here that it seems like you are staying in your lane, that you're focusing on yourself, building a good routine, building good habits, focusing on self-improvement and getting your stuff together. And I feel like your spiritual team is really happy about this. This could be indicating to continue focusing on your work, focusing on the projects that matter to you. I also think that you have some connections like co-workers or classmates, people that you have a shared goal with or a shared project with, or possibly people you're collaborating with. Your spiritual team is saying they are going to show you how it feels when you are truly supported. They are going to show you the type of treatment you deserve. So you're about to experience like genuine support, loyalty, commitment from like coworkers or classmates or collaborators. And just feel like you have a beautiful support system. And that might provide some contrast to what was lacking in this specific connection. I will say, I think your person is working on themselves too. At this current point in time, as you are watching this right now, all of this beautiful stuff that lies in their heart and soul, it feels like a wish. It feels like a distant reality based on their current energy. I feel like they are still quite like stuck in these thought patterns. But I feel like they can get there, and it may actually be through other people or like through third parties that you guys can have your healing. Like it's like you're not meant to heal completely alone, and you may also not be meant to heal with each other at this stage in your journey. I feel like at this stage both of you are healing through relationships with other people. So this next stage of their healing journey, that might be happening through their friendships or through relationships with their family, or maybe they're going to therapy. But I feel like your spiritual teams are bringing in third parties for you guys to do your healing other than with each other. Like healing with each other might not be the best thing right now. Even if there's like a part of you that like wants to be the one that heals them or wants to see their healing journey or something like that. I feel like there's more experience needed like with other people at this time, if that makes sense. If you guys have mutual people in your life, like mutual friends, for example, they could play an important role in your journey. they could play an important role in this connection. Like you might get to where you want to be in this connection through the help of mutual friends or through the advice of mutual friends. I do feel like there's people that your spiritual teams will place in your life who are kind of like rooting for both of your healing and rooting for your union, if that's what you ultimately want. Like if this is something you want, it's like your spiritual teams are gonna mobilize people and like situations to support that in your 3D reality. And yeah, then we have the Eight of Crystals, which again, I feel like is a focus, or encouraging a focus on your career, encouraging a focus on your projects. For those of you who are creative, like the process of creating something could also be an amazing learning and healing experience and could bring you insights and downloads about this connection like as you go. But I also think that this is an indication of something that requires a lot of work, because with the Eight of Crystals, it's like the Eight of Pentacles, it's like you have to keep showing up again and again. You have to keep being consistent. So I do think if you chose to move forward with this connection, like it doesn't seem like something that's going to heal overnight. It will take time. It will take consistency. It will take repetition. Like this person, your person probably needs like repeated life experiences to undo these limiting thoughts. It seems like something that will happen over time through many interactions that prove this wrong. And so it's like your spiritual team has the capability to bring the necessary experiences for both of your healing, but they also need to be granted like time to, they're saying we need to be granted time to do it properly in the 3D and to have it really stick. So it feels like this is not a process that can be rushed. Okay, so now we are going to get a passage for you from the Crystal Bible. So I'm just going to flip through the pages and we'll get a message that is relevant for you. Okay, so your crystal, we're going to do this one on page 211, which could be a relevant number for you. Maybe 1122 is a number that you see frequently, or like 2211. It could also be a date, February 11th, November 2nd, also January 21st. So the attributes of this stone. Preseli Bluestone is an ancient stone of dreaming and far memory that forms the inner ring at Stonehenge in the English county of Wiltshire, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, and which moves out of space and time to access multi-dimensions. With its powerful telluric electromagnetic charge, Preseli Bluestone opens a cosmic anchor and attaches to the core of the earth, creating unshakable inner core energetic solidity to stabilize you through earth changes. It then aligns your energy to the galactic center so that you are held suspended between the Earth and the galaxy and can allow waves of energy to pass through your body to Earth themselves in the planetary center. It also works as a shamanic anchor for both lower and upper world journeys. Oh my goodness. 212 could also be an important number. I'm thinking of the Azealia Banks song 212. These could also be, I never thought about this, but like when numbers pop up in readings and I'm like, oh, this number could be relevant. It could also be like area codes, like 211 or 212 could be area codes. But yeah, this is definitely a confirmation that this person is dreaming about you. If you are dreaming about them a lot, I feel like they're dreaming about you just as much. Also, looking at this, like rarity found at only one site. Like this person could feel that there's something very rare about you, like in just the way that you are, the way that you make them feel. And it's like they haven't found an energy that is quite like you. They can only find this feeling at one place, and that's with you. England could be significant, Wales could be significant, Stonehenge itself could be significant to you in some way. With the message of far memory, that could indicate that this person thinks a lot about the memories that they have with you, or thinks about the past between the two of you a lot. It could also be hinting at a long history of your souls, like having many past lives together. Maybe you did have a past life around Stonehenge. If you've been feeling called to visit there, this could be your sign. I also really got the feeling when reading some of this passage that your spiritual team is doing a lot of work on both of you. This almost looks like this is like their map and their blueprint to do. They're working on energetic upgrades for both of you. But they're really stressing like it will take time for these to ground in your physical reality. I had the experience a few months ago, like I got some energy work done, and the session itself maybe it lasted an hour or 2 hours. I don't know. Time did not exist during that session. But all of the work that is done on you, you don't feel it right away. It kind of comes in waves. And even after the session, it grounds itself into your body over the span of a few weeks. And then like you really start to see the changes solidifying. You really start to see your new reality solidifying. So, on Earth, it's kind of rare that things happen instantaneously because that's just how it works here. And it's just, they really want to emphasize, like, give it time and like, just wait, like, let us show you what we've been working on. Like, we've already done so much work on you energetically. You may not notice it yet, but the effects will start to ground themselves with time. Like, you might even notice over the next few months, like, shifts that are happening in your energy. It's like they planted a bunch of seeds in you, but they're not all going to blossom at the same time. They're going to blossom in waves. Yes. Same thing with your manifestations. Seeds for many of your manifestations have been planted at once, but they are going to blossom in waves. They're going to blossom over time. And as I'm saying this, I'm realizing that this is likely intentional, because I'm being reminded of this, if things materialized at the speed and volume that they did in the 5D down here, it would be way too overwhelming for our physical vessel. Like, we would not be able to handle it. And so there's like a buffer. It comes to us more slowly. So I definitely think in this situation, and just in what's unfolding in your life right now and what you're manifesting, it really does seem like patience is required. And that's like the biggest message from your spiritual team. So with that, we are going to move into the extended reading, where we're going to get honest and unfiltered messages from your person, both their 3D self and their 5D self. We are going to see what their next move is towards you, and we're also going to see a prediction of the next 3 months in this connection. So if that sounds good to you and you would like to join me over in the extended, I'm going to have that link down below in the description, as well as in the pinned comment of this video. However, if you're going to leave the reading here, I want to say thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless, exclusive pick a card readings just like this one. And you can also decide on topics for future readings. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song. I will also have my latest release link down below. And finally, my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really, really appreciate having you here. And I'm sending so much love to you, to your person, to anyone else who was present in this reading, either directly or indirectly. I'm sending love to your higher selves, your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number twos. So if you guys chose the fluorite, this is going to be your reading. I want to start by showing the list of everything that is going to be covered in today's reading. We have the reading here on YouTube as well as an extended. And here on YouTube, we're going to start by taking a look at the current energies of you versus your person versus the connection as a whole. And this part of the reading can be like an energy check for you, especially the part where we're talking about you. If what I'm describing does sound like you and what you've been through, then that is your sign that this is your group. Then we're going to go into the deep dive of what is going on with your person. So we're going to see both their thoughts of you as well as their feelings for you. So we'll see what's happening in their head, what's happening in their heart. Are their head and their heart on the same page? Are they feeling different things? And then we're going to see your person's intentions towards you, or what they want to happen in this connection. And then we're going to finish off the reading with messages and guidance from your spiritual team. I just saw 111 when I was saying that. So 111, if you see that number, it could be a message from your spiritual team. Then in the extended reading, we're going to get honest and unfiltered messages from your person, both their 3D self, so their human self, as well as their higher self. And then we're going to see what their next move will be towards you. And then finally, we will get a prediction for the next 3 months in this connection. So that is the reading today. Let's get started by looking at the current energies of what is going on between you and your person. So these are going to represent your energy. These are going to represent your person's energy. If listening to this descriptions, you feel like it's the other way around, this sounds more like them and that sounds more like you, that is totally fine. You can switch the energies around. You may even find that you resonate with messages on both sides, which is also valid and is likely a sign that you and your person are mirroring each other. But if you don't see yourself anywhere in this spread, then that is probably a sign that this is not your group. I'm going to do the same thing that I did for group number 1, where we'll reveal the middle card at the very end. This middle card represents the overall energy of your connection, the energy that exists between the two of you. So we'll reveal this one at the end. So for now, let's look at you and your person's energies. Your energy is represented by the 3 of Swords. Abundance is my birthright, and I receive it now. Oh, and on the other side, amplifying abundance. But I'm going to put it this way on the side of the affirmation. And then we have Mars. Then on your person's side, we have the 8 of Swords. Illuminating the truth. I am willing to see things clearly no matter the outcome. And then we have the waxing gibbous moon. Okay, group number 2's, the energy of this dynamic is very specific. So I think that you will know right away if this is your group or not, because if this is your group, it's pretty clear that this person has hurt you or like done you dirty. It's actually not just that they've hurt your feelings. It's that they have done something to you that is objectively wrong. It didn't hurt just because you cared about them. It hurt because they did something to you that was not cool. You have the 3 of Swords on your end, which often, because it is a swords card, we would see this heart with swords going through it. So there could be some kind of betrayal or backstabbing that happened here. But even here, we see like this heart is ripped up. So the very specific energy of this group is that this person is someone who has broken your heart. So if that's not the case, then I don't think this is your group. I think what is going on with you, my group number 2s, what it looks like here is that you are kind of going through stages of grief and processing what happened. And you may, at this point, you may be transitioning from the stage of being sad and being heartbroken to now being angry. And this phase of anger, I feel like, is actually where you are reclaiming your power. Anger is a sign of protecting something that you love that feels threatened. And in that case, that thing that you love is you. You are angry for the past version of you whose boundaries were violated, who was betrayed, who was disrespected. So, and anger may have been an emotion that you shied away from, because a lot of the time it is given a bad reputation, it is demonized, but remember that it is a sign that you are trying to protect something that you love. It is a sign that you have felt a sense of injustice. It is a natural response and it's your rightful response. And I feel like for you, it stems from this feeling of like, this abundance is my birthright. I receive it now. It's the feeling of like, I didn't deserve this. I didn't do anything to deserve this. And you may even be not angry at yourself, but angry at the fact that a previous version of you would ever have considered that this was like your fault, that you brought this upon yourself, that you did something to deserve this treatment. It's almost like you're saying, F that. This was not my fault. This is just someone did something shitty to me, and I'm going to stop like justifying it, and I'm going to be rightfully upset. I feel like you are in the midst of this healing process. Now, over on their end, I don't know if they've been trying to talk to you. I wouldn't be surprised if this person has like blown up your phone trying to talk to you or trying to apologize to you. They, at the very least, are planning to do that. I can say this, like they are thinking about you a lot, and there's a lot that they want to say to you. They might be in an energy where, and that's even something I felt on your end. I feel like you are changing the narrative from like, I got my heart broken to like, this person broke my heart. And I feel like they need to change the narrative from, I'm sorry that you got hurt, to I'm sorry that I hurt you. Like, let's name what happened is kind of the feeling. And I do feel with the 8 of Swords, like, and also I'm willing to see things clearly no matter the outcome. It's almost as if this person's ego maybe shielded themselves from the harsh reality of their own actions, almost because like it was too hard to view the truth of what they did, or it was too hard to see themselves as someone who's capable of doing that, or someone who would hurt a person they care about. So they may have been downplaying their own actions almost as like a defense mechanism to protect themselves from the reality of their own actions. But I feel like that's something that is falling away with this waxing gibbous moon. This means that emotions are growing and growing, and it's about to reach a climax. Like, this is about to become the full moon. And once the moon is full, everything is exposed. You can't hide from the truth when the moon is full. And like, you have to stare the situation in the face and your true feelings in the face. So I feel like whatever this person has done to you, it is going to catch up to them. They can't downplay it or ignore it for much longer. And maybe for some of you, they've already had this realization. And I just get the feeling like either they have blown up your phone or like been really trying to talk to you over what happened, or they are going to do that quite soon. There's almost a feeling of like being desperate to talk to you. And we see on this card, it looks like this guy has just shown up at her house. I'm not saying they're gonna do that, but they might, it's like they're gonna try to show up somewhere or like suddenly appear back out of the blue trying to talk to you. That's the feeling of this card. I also get a sense, like for some of you, this like upset that you have towards them, it could be because of something they did, but it could also be because of something they didn't do, or because of something that they didn't say. Like I just got the feeling for some of you, this person maybe failed to speak up for you when it mattered, or like failed to come to your defense in some way. Like I'm just imagining, like for example, let's say there were people who were making hurtful remarks about you, and then rather than shutting them down, they just kind of let this person go on and like keep talking their shit. And it's like, why didn't you say something? Or like maybe another person was flirting with them and they didn't say anything. Like they didn't say, oh, sorry, I have a partner already, or whatever it might be. It's like, why didn't you say something? Why didn't you speak up for me? So that could also be part of this dynamic. But let's look at the card that is in the middle to see the overall energy between the two of you. Okay, we have South Node with life's debts. Yeah, so your person is definitely experiencing karma right now. This could be something that happened kind of in the past for some of you, but I feel like you're still feeling it and they're still feeling it. They feel like they need to make things right with you, or that they need to make it up to you. It's almost like they feel indebted to you, and in their life they are experiencing like the karma of hurting you. That's a very straightforward message, and it also feels like maybe neither of you have fully moved on. Like it's hard to move forward. So with that being said, we're gonna get into the tarot now and do a deep dive into your person's head, your person's heart, and their intentions and desires for the future. Okay, so let's start with your person's thoughts. What are their thoughts for you currently? What is in their head when it comes to this connection? We have the Seven of Wands. That makes sense. And we have the Three of Cups. I'm just gonna go ahead and see what's in their heart. Oh my gosh, the Four of Wands. And the Moon. All right. So, first of all, this is very specific, but there could be a Pisces with Venus in Aries, or one or the other of those. Like a Pisces person could be significant, or a person with Venus in Aries could be significant. Or a Leo with Mercury in Cancer could also be significant. I know these are very specific, but that could be like a really specific confirmation for some of you. So we spoke about here, and it's so interesting. Like you can see here, Eight of Swords, it's like mentally something is being constricted. And I felt like this card represented the energy of them kind of trying to suppress or downplay the truth of what happened. And this, for some of you, this could also manifest as them downplaying the extent of their feelings for you. Because if they face how deeply they cared about you, and I do see love here with the Four of Wands, like for a lot of you, like this person was in love with you or is still. At the very least, they cared about you very, very deeply. And it's like, if they were honest with themselves about how deeply they cared, then they would have to admit the value of what they lost. They would have to admit how big this loss is. And I just feel like that's too much to bear. I feel like this is someone who has very intense emotions and has also mentally built a very strong dam, like to keep those emotions from surfacing. And so there's like this constant tension because the emotions are swelling and swelling and the dam is like resisting and resisting, and something has got to give eventually. And I feel like that's what this waxing moon represents. This represents their emotions getting stronger and stronger, like demanding to be seen more and more and more. And the Seven of Wands, this is about like defending yourself, resisting. So it really feels like in their head, they are currently in this space of like pushing back against these emotions. With the Three of Cups, this feels like distraction. They are trying, their strategy for resisting these emotions is distraction. So, and, you know, often we see in this Three of Cups card, people who are like dancing and toasting. So they could be distracting themselves with partying, drinking, or other kinds of substances, or just like entertainment, leisure, casual relationships, lighthearted things, lighthearted and leisurely things. They are distracting themselves with that. And this is their way to like not face the reality of what they've done, or like I said, the true value of what they have lost, which is you. So that's where they're at in their head. I also feel like this person might, the way it came through, and this, I think this is just for some, but they might have like yes people in their circle who will just validate whatever they're saying. Or they are trying to seek validation for other people, from other people. Almost like they want other people to help convince them that it's not that bad. Or they're using other people to help distract them. This is kind of weird. I don't really understand the psychology of this, but I just have this image of them telling, 1818, as I'm talking about this, which is the number of the moon, which feels like, you know, distortions and things hiding behind the scenes. I just had this image of them talking to another person about what went down between the two of you, but they are not telling the full story. Like they're kind of twisting the facts so that they look better, or that what they did doesn't seem as bad when they tell the story to the other person. So then naturally, the other person responds, oh, well, it doesn't seem like you did anything wrong. And they're like, I know, right? And then they actually feel better. What I don't understand is like, how do you feel better when you know this person's reaction is based on your distortion of the truth? Like, how are you going to distort the truth, but then accept that person's reaction and validation as if it's real and like genuinely feel better? It's like, I don't know. It's like we're so deep in it that we're believing our own story. And you know, the Eight of Swords, it can talk about like being in your own mental prison. And I just feel like this person's brain is like working overtime to shield them from their own truth. Which, like we've seen, cannot happen for that much longer with this waxing moon, with I'm willing to see things clearly no matter the outcome. And that's so important. Like, you have to be willing to see the truth, even when it makes you uncomfortable, even when it shines light on your own mistakes, even when it paints you in an unpleasant way. Your willingness to see the truth has to be unconditional. And I feel like this person's like conditional commitment to seeing the reality of the situation is being exposed here. Deep down in their heart and soul, like if they're being honest, I think they saw forever with you. I don't know if you guys were married to this person, but they wanted to marry you, or they saw themselves getting married to you, or they wanted this to be a lifelong commitment. They wanted this to be forever. You made them really, really, really happy. And when they're in this distraction energy, they may even kind of like rewrite the future, or like try to remember the problems of the connection so that it doesn't feel as hard to let go. But their heart doesn't lie. Like the Four of Wands is happy union. It's true love. And it's a wish come true. That's how they felt about you. You were like a dream come true. I'm hearing like you were the happiest they've ever been. So yeah, it's hard to come to terms that you've potentially messed that up. And with the moon here, I think that you are very heavily in this person's subconscious thoughts. I think there's a lot of things that remind them of you, or of the time that they spent with you. I don't even remember if I just said this, but I wanted to say that they have like recurring dreams about you. Like you are deeply in this person's heart and soul, and that's only gonna become more and more prominent. So let's see what their intentions are. Yeah, and the moon could also indicate like they think of you more at night, which makes sense because in the day you're busy, you're doing stuff. Easier to be distracted than at night. Like it's dark, it's quiet, you're alone with your thoughts. And then maybe that's when they feel like I have to, go party and like distract myself, or I have to get out of the house. I feel like it's hard for them. They can't be alone with their thoughts right now. What are this person's intentions, or what do they want to happen between the two of you? We have the Ace of Cups. So yeah, they want a new start. That's Ace. It's a number one. It's a new beginning. They want a fresh start with you. They want to start over. They still care about you. They still love you. They may want to fall in love all over again. They might feel like they wish they could go back in time. They want to make you happy. What about their intentions? Oh my gosh, we have the Ten of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands. Yeah, they haven't given up. And this is a card, this is related to the moon. This is related to their emotions. They haven't given up. They still deep down want to grow with you. The Ten of Crystals, that's building a family, building a future, building a home. Like both of these are home and family and commitment. You were really this person's end game, or they thought they wanted things to be forever. And I just feel like in their heart, they haven't given up. And we even saw at the start of the reading, like, I wouldn't be surprised if they are about to like flood your inbox or show up somewhere to talk to you. Like, if they're already doing that or gonna do that in the near future, because like they're not moving on. Like, South Node, they haven't moved on. And this distraction cannot, the dam has to break. Like, no, there's no dam that can hold an infinite amount of water, and their emotions are going to keep growing stronger and stronger. And like I said, demand to be seen more and more. It's really a matter of time. Of course, how you feel and how you choose to respond to them, that's very much up to you. And actually, on that note, the last cards that we're going to pull are messages and guidance from your spiritual team. So if there's a particular member of your spiritual team whom you would like to hear from, keep them in your mind as I'm shuffling. And if there's a particular question or point that you would like guidance on, keep that in your mind as well. Group number 2's spiritual team, what guidance do you have for group number 2? What messages or guidance do you have for group number 2? We have the Knight of Cups. And we have Starseed, which is the Fool, and we have the Eight of Crystals, which is the Eight of Pentacles. Interestingly, group number 1 also got the Eight of Pentacles for advice from their spiritual team. So with the Knight of Cups here, I do think your spiritual team is saying that you are a highly empathic person, but I think especially when it comes to this connection, you could have a strong, like, spiritual or psychic connection to your person. I wanted to say emotional telepathy, as in you can pick up and feel what they are feeling. And maybe they can do the same on their end as well. And I think there's a piece of advice regarding boundaries when it comes to this gift that you have. It is a beautiful gift, and it is a beautiful thing to be able to like pick up and tap into your person's energy and your person's emotions. It could actually be something that is helpful in your healing. I think that they're asking you to keep firm, to stay firm is a better way to say it. They're asking you to stay firm in your discernment. First of all, for those of you who are not able to like turn this on and off, and you're just getting an onslaught of telepathic messages all the time, that is not good. That's not healthy, because like processing your own information and processing your own emotions is already enough stimulation. So if you are feeling overwhelmed by picking up on this person's energy and emotions, or just on the energy and emotions of others around you, your spiritual team would definitely like to facilitate a grounding experience for you and clearing away others' energy for you. So don't hesitate to call on them anytime you feel overwhelmed. It is not your responsibility to be like tapped into the collective at all times, or to be tapped into this person at all times. That would be exhausting for any human. And grounding is very important. It feels very good. But what I wanted to say is, I think they are encouraging you to stay firm in your discernment of when channeling your person is helpful to your healing journey and when it's not helpful. Because again, you don't have to be tapped into their energy or checking on their journey all the time. Sometimes it may be insightful. Sometimes it may be helpful. Sometimes it may be healing. So they're certainly not saying you can't do this. They're actually encouraging you to step into this connection when you feel called to do so, when it feels right to do so. They're asking you to use discernment of when it is the right thing for you to do, to like engage in this psychic connection. And in that point, saying that it's something that you can step in and out of. And if you feel like you can't, there may be a need for grounding and clearing, which they can help you with. But it's not something that you have to be on all the time, because like they said, that would be exhausting. And I think they also want to remind you that as humans, we can hold multiple emotions at once, even if they seem contradicting. And so it is very possible for you to have compassion for this person and still care about this person and miss this person, and to still say like, I'm upset with you. What you did was not okay. I'm not going to accept that. And it doesn't have to be one or the other. Those things can not only coexist, but it can make sense. It doesn't have to be contradictory. It can make sense to hold those emotions. This person, knowing how you feel could be helpful in their journey as well. If you feel called to, like, let them know the extent of how you're feeling, like in all the complexities, it could be helpful to them. But in your own time, or in this connection's own time, it's just something that they want to put out there. Then we have Starseed and we have the 8 of Crystals. I am getting light worker vibes from this card, and this might be something that your spiritual team is wanting to work on with you more actively. Your interactions in the near future may largely be about like strengthening your psychic abilities, strengthening your spiritual gifts, which includes the ability to be discerning with them, the ability to engage with them when it's helpful, and then to ground yourself back in the 3D reality of Earth when it's helpful. And helping you become aware of the various spiritual and psychic gifts that you have, because you do have many. This is what their main focus of what they want to work on with you. I feel like their main focus right now, and again, this is not to say they don't want you to focus on this connection, but like their main focus of what they're working on with you in the 5D seems to be more so related to you like developing and strengthening your gifts. And certain times you may pop into this connection and channel this person's higher self, or step into their energy as it might be helpful at certain points in the journey, but it's not the main focus, is kind of what they're saying. I hope that makes sense. There could also be an unexpected opportunity in your career that is coming your way that will be very helpful to your healing, because in this position that is being offered to you, you are getting to utilize your skills, you're getting to serve others, and you're getting to see the the positive impact that your work has on others, which is going to be extremely fulfilling for you. It's going to make you feel confident of the value that you bring to other people. It's going to make you see just how precious you are and just how valuable you are. And it's like through this service that you start to heal. Because this is like what you came here to do. This is you being authentic. And the greatest act of self-love for you is letting your authenticity come through. And there's just this feeling like when you're serving others through your work, it's like you're saying, this is what it's really all about. Like, this is what really matters. You're just reminded of the beauty of life, the beauty of connecting to others, the beauty of building something, the beauty of using your gifts, and it's healing. Like, it heals your heartbreak is how it's coming through. So the last thing that I want to do in this reading is get a passage for you from the Crystal Bible. So I'm just going to flip through the pages. We will land on the page that has a message for you. And that is 134, Frondilite. Yes, Frondilite. It is rare, just as you are a rare gift to the world. A form of fuchsite mica, Frondilite is a powerful cleanser for psychic infections, especially those lodged in the third eye, removing negative energy, implants, and power struggles that cross the psychic airways from a different time and space, and dissolving thoughts and ill-wishing from the present day. However, the effect can be nauseous as a psychic detox takes place that may need other stones to move it out of the physical body. Frondilite is best used with strengite to transmute the process. Psychologically, Frondilite is helpful for those with an obsessive fear of dirt and bacteria, taking you back to uncover the cause and reframe the experience. In the process, you may experience emotional catharsis and replay very dark feelings, and this is best done under the guidance of a past life therapist. Interesting. So you I think spiritual hygiene is the term, but spiritual cleanliness, making sure that your energy is cleared, is very important, especially for this group. You may be like extra aware or sensitive to energies that are around you. And frankly, there's a lot of lovely energy in the world, but there's also a lot of heavy, like energetic gunk floating around in the world. And this could be in general or just at this time specifically. I think your spiritual team just wants you to be extra careful of like what you are picking up, and be intentional about the spaces you put yourself in, the communities that you put yourself in, the people you surround yourself with, the physical environments that you are stepping into. You just might need to be a little bit more careful at this time. And if you ever feel an energy in you that is heavy, or intrusive thoughts that you don't like, or negative emotions, I think it's important to sit with it and discern, like, is this actually me? They could be hinting that a lot of the time it is not you. It's just like some negative thought form or some negative energy that you have picked up, and that you can ask your spiritual team to clear for you. There were messages about detox in that passage. It might be time for like a detox from this person or things that remind you of this person. It might be time for a social media detox, or like a detox when it comes to the things that you're putting in your body. Like, there was really a feeling of like your spiritual team wanting to give you like a total, I'm imagining when you like drive those drive-in car washes where like your car just goes in and it gets like rained on with suds and wiped down and it comes out squeaky clean. Like they want to give your soul a cleansing shower so that you can release everything from this past era, so that you can release like energetic buildup and debris that you've picked up along the way. I also have this image of like a dog who has long fur, and they like went outside and they maybe got some burrs stuck to their fur, or maybe some mud that's like caked on, and they're getting like a nice shampoo and they come out all fluffy. That's a very sweet image. Like, this is what your spiritual team wants to do for you. They want to clean you from all of the buildup of heavy energies that you have picked up along the way. This could also be interfering with psychic abilities, clairvoyant abilities. I think having energetic boundaries is really important. Yes. So, where do I put? Yeah, I'll put this book back here. So this is all I am seeing for this part of the reading. We're going to take it over to the extended now, where we will see honest and unfiltered messages from your person, both in the 3D and in the 5D, their human self and their higher self. We're going to see what their next move is towards you. And we're also going to see a 3-month prediction for the future of this connection. So if that sounds good to you and you would like to join me in the extended reading, I'm going to have that link down below in the description, as well as in the pinned comment of this video. However, if you're going to leave the reading here, I want to say thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless, exclusive pick a card readings just like this one. And you can also decide on topics for future readings. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release link down below. And finally, my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really, really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, to your person, to anyone else who appeared in this reading directly or indirectly. I'm sending love to your higher selves, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number 3s. So if you guys chose the Aqua Aura quartz, this is going to be your reading. I'm going to start by showing a list of everything that's going to be covered in today's reading. We have the reading here on YouTube as well as an extended. And here on YouTube, we are going to start by taking a look at the current energies of you versus your person versus the connection as a whole. And this part of the reading can be an energy check for you, especially when I'm talking about you. If what I am describing does sound like you and what you've been going through, then that's your sign that this is your group. Then we are going to get into the deep dive into your person. We're going to see their current thoughts towards you and their current feelings towards you. We're going to see both what's going on in their head versus what's going on in their heart when it comes to this connection. And we're also going to see their intentions. What do they intend to do in this connection, or what do they want to happen? And then we're going to finish off the reading with messages and guidance from your spiritual team. Then in the extended reading, we'll be getting honest and unfiltered messages from your person, and we'll get messages both from their 3D self, so their human self, as well as their higher self. We're going to see what their next move towards you will be, and we'll also look at the next 3 months in this connection. So that is the reading today. Let's start with your current energies. These cards here are going to represent you. These cards are going to represent your person. If it sounds the other way around, as I'm doing the reading. If this sounds more like your person and this sounds more like you, that is totally fine. You can switch the energies. You may even find that you resonate with both sides, which is a strong sign that you and your person are mirroring each other. However, if you don't see yourself anywhere in this part, then this is likely not your group. And then this card in the middle, we're going to reveal this at the end, but this represents the energy of the connection overall, the energy that exists between the two of you. I just saw 222 as I'm talking about the energy between the two of you. I feel like that's a good sign. Anyway, let's get into it. So the energy of you is represented by the Four of Pentacles, uncovering confidence. I love that. I am the missing piece that completes the puzzle of the universe. And we have Gemini. Then on your person's side, their energy is represented by the Magician. Oh, growing beyond guilt. I keep forgetting to read the thing on this side and I just like jump forward to this, but growing beyond guilt. It couldn't have happened any other way. And we have the 5th house. Okay, group number 3s. I'm going to start with your energy. With this 4 of Pentacles, it's likely that you have been interested in this person or been felt drawn to this person for quite some time. For some of you, it could even be for as long as you've known them. Like as soon as you knew them, you instantly felt drawn to them. Because this is a very stable and solid energy. It really does feel like your feelings for this person have not budged or have not changed. If anything, they've only rooted themselves even more. If anything, they've only become stronger. I feel like in your current energy, you are very sure about your feelings towards this person. Like you are sure that it's them. It's like you're saying, I know what this person means to me. I know how special they are to me, and I don't want anyone else. Like it's you. I'm so sure of that. You may feel that this connection is divinely guided. You may feel that this is the person that you've been searching for all along. Even with the Gemini card, like these two people holding hands, walking side by side. Gemini is the sign of the twins, which may be relevant for some of you. I really feel like on your end, if this is your group, there's really a feeling of like, I've found my person and you can't tell me otherwise. Like this is them. I'm not going to change my mind of how I feel about them. This card says, I am the missing piece that completes the puzzle of the universe. You may feel that this person is a missing piece in your life in some way. Again, like this is the one who I've been searching for. You may kind of feel like you are each other's counterpart or each other's other half. Not that you are half a person, of course, but kind of like your puzzle pieces that fit together perfectly. I also think that feeling drawn to this person and exploring your feelings towards this person have helped you to feel more connected to the universe and more connected to your spiritual journey. And I also think they're helping you become more confident. And that could be something that's happening in the 3D, like your 3D connection inspires you to believe in yourself more and to be more confident, which I cannot tell you how happy that makes me. Like it's so sweet. It could also be what you've experienced like spiritually in this connection, the spiritual insights it's helped you gain. You may feel more and more like, I want to work towards confidence. I want to work towards self-love. I want to work towards shining my light. I just feel like this person and their energy has a beautiful influence on you. And something that I'm noticing is that in both of your images here, you both look like you are getting ready for something. You know, like this person's tying their shoes. They're getting ready to go somewhere. This person's putting their makeup on. They're getting ready to go somewhere. I feel like both of you are getting ready to make some kind of move towards each other, especially like when you look at these people, this person is facing towards the other. This person is looking towards the other. Like you are both moving towards each other at this time, or you're both like preparing to make a move towards each other. We have your person coming through as the Magician. And actually one meaning of this could be that you find this person incredibly charming, or like you find them to be magical. You may even feel like they've put a spell on you because you're just so entranced. But I think that also you both have Mercury energy, because Gemini is related to Mercury. The Magician is also related to Mercury. So you could have a really good like intellectual attraction or intellectual compatibility with this person. Or you're on the same wavelength. You just like think the same things. You might finish each other's sentences. You might have the same sense of humor. Like mentally you just click. Intellectually you just click. I also think that this is a person in your vicinity, or they're about to be in your vicinity. So like, I don't know, if you live far away from this person, or if you don't see this person that often, I think your spiritual team is hinting that that's going to change soon. Like they're about to be in your immediate circle. They're going to be someone you see, maybe not every day, but like regularly. And they're going to be around. They're going to be physically close to you in the near future if they're not already, because your spiritual teams are bringing you closer together. I think that, you know, with this card being a number one, Magician is a number one card. I do think that it's indicating this person feels enthusiastic towards the connection. This looks like a flame. Fifth house is related to fire. So this is definitely a very passionate person. I think that both of you inspire each other, and both of you kind of light that flame in each other, so to speak. You make life fun and exciting for each other. Fifth house represents fun, pleasure, leisure time. So it's coming through that whenever this person talks to you, they have a wonderful time. You know, they leave your interactions feeling like a spring in their step. They leave your interactions feeling happier and in higher spirits than they were before going into the interaction. I mean, they're saying like, you just make things better. You just make everything better. And they, you know, number one is also like taking action, taking initiative. So I do think that if they're not already, this person will be like actively pursuing you and making their interest known. They could very well be manifesting you, because that's also like a big meaning of the Magician. And I think that this is someone who either like they are okay with taking the lead, like they don't mind taking the lead, or in some cases they actually prefer to take the lead. And that's actually a sign that this person likes you, if they are like initiating and taking the lead. So if they're not really into someone, they would probably be like, yeah, sure, let's hang out sometime. But if they're really into you, they will be like, I booked us a table at this restaurant, be there at this time. Like they just go for it. They just go in and take the lead. So if you start to notice that this person is being more like, I don't know if, no, dominant is not, I mean, it could be, but if they start to be like more of a leader and more like, I'll decide what we're going to do, that's a sign that they're like really interested in you, because they're like excited and enthusiastic about you. And I also think it couldn't have happened any other way. This is also a sign of certainty for this person. You know, like it couldn't be anyone else, or like, I don't have anyone else on my mind. So like they're saying it's gotta be you, and you're saying it's gotta be you. It looks really nice. I feel like these two cards together, like Gemini in the fifth house, again, it's like whenever you talk, you always have fun. You have great chemistry. You could make each other laugh a lot. So let's look at this card in the middle to represent the overall energy of your connection. I just saw 1144 So for a recap, I have seen 222 and I have seen 1144 since starting this reading, which this is a 1 and this is a 4. Okay, so Pisces, I believe. Okay, is this person spiritual? I would be kind of surprised if they're not. And this makes me think even more that this person is actively manifesting you. And I do feel that both of you believe that there is something to this connection beyond just like your 3D experience. I do feel like you both feel like a spiritual connection or a soul connection, or you just both feel very hopeful and even like ideal about the direction of this relationship. That's beautiful. I want to get into the tarot and I just want to see what's going on with this person. So the first thing we're going to see is their current thoughts towards you. What is in their head when it comes to this connection? We have Akashic Records. So this is like an original major arcana of this deck. It is number 22. So there's the repeating 2s again. And we have the 7 of crystals, which is the 7 of pentacles. Yeah, I would be really surprised if your person isn't a spiritual person, or if at the very least, like I feel like at the very least they are open to spirituality and spiritual concepts. The fact that this very spiritual card, the Akashic Records, and that synchronicity of the number 22, the fact that this is showing up in the part of the reading that has to do with their thoughts and their head, like they're aware. They're aware. Like if this was showing up like in their heart or in their soul, I feel like that's one thing. But this shows that it's very much in their conscious experience. Like it's in their mind. This person is definitely aware of signs and synchronicities that have popped up since meeting you, maybe even a bit before meeting you. And I do feel like for a lot of you, this person recognizes that there is a spiritual connection here. Like the energy between the two of you is Pisces, a very highly spiritual, intuitive sign, and the words I believe. And then we have the Akashic Records, which is like, this contains the information of your whole history and your whole future. This is definitely someone who recognizes that their existence is not limited to this one point in space-time. This is someone who recognizes like, I have a soul, I have multiple lifetimes, I have a soul group that I'm learning with, I have lessons, I have a mission. Like they very much move through the world with this awareness, which maybe you already know this, but I'm really getting spiritual vibes from this person, and I am seeing that when it comes to their thoughts towards you and the connection, they definitely know that there is something here, because they're experiencing the signs and synchronicities. With the 7 of Pentacles here, what I'm getting from this is that they are not in any rush to like jump to conclusions about what this connection is meant to be. They're not in any rush to jump to conclusions about what exactly the signs and synchronicities are trying to tell them. But they are seeing them and they're saying like, okay, I see you, I feel you, I understand that there is something special with this connection, and I'm going to continue to move towards it. I'm going to continue to explore it. And we will see as it unfolds, we will see what it is meant to be. So it's like they're staying open, they're staying trusting. They want to be careful not to like assume what is meant to happen between the two of you. It feels like they're just trusting the process. And I feel there's also a strong practical side to them with this Seven of Pentacles. This is Taurus and Saturn energy, both very like grounded and practical energies. Also, this person could have Saturn in Taurus, which I think if you're born in like 2000 or maybe the early 2000s, you would have Saturn in Taurus. That's just off the top of my head. I could be a little bit off. But what was I gonna say? That would be funny if like 22-year-olds now have Saturn in Taurus. They actually might, honestly. That would check out, I think, mathematically. Oh my gosh, okay. I was saying, I do feel like this person has like a strong practical side to them. So, you know, they can balance their emotional, spiritual nature and their more like practical nature. And so as much as they might feel super excited about this connection, there may also be that practical part of them that's like, let's not rush into things. Like, let's just see how things unfold. So they may feel like it's too soon, or they may feel that even though they might feel like they know you very well as a soul, they might feel like they want to just take a bit more time to know the human that is you on a deeper level. Because like at the end of the day, the relationship between the humans is important. So like they're aware, they see the signs, but they're taking it slow. That's basically the takeaway from this. So let's see what's in their heart. What is in this person's heart for you? What are their emotions when it comes to you? So definitely I'm getting a feeling of like butterflies or like making their heart flutter. We have the King of Cups. That is some strong feelings. Like Cups is the suit that rules over the emotions and the heart. And this is coming out for what's in their heart. And also the King is the most matured court card. It's like the biggest court card, so to speak. So this person has a deep, deep compassion towards you, or a deep, deep caring towards you, or even a deep, deep love towards you. I just think they feel like a soul love towards you. They feel like your soul gets my soul. Your soul knows my soul. This is how they feel. There could be a desire. I feel like you bring out like nurturing instincts in them. Like they have a desire to nurture you, to protect you, to nourish you, to help you grow. Like they want you to be happy. Your best interests are in their best interests too. Another sign that this person is really into you is that they will remember all the little things you tell them, or even the things that you don't tell them. Like, this is a really specific example, but I just had this visual of like people going out to eat together, and maybe let's say you ordered a plate of pasta and it comes with like parsley on it, and you don't make any comment about the parsley, but they see you like moving it to the side, or they see you picking it off. You're not making a big deal about it, but they notice. And then like the next time they order something and they get it without parsley for you, and you're like, how did you know? And they're like, I remembered. Like they'll pick up on little subtleties about you, even if you didn't outright say them. and then they will like make the next experience more comfortable for you based on your preferences that they've observed. Like they'll become really observant and really attentive. And then we have the Seven of Swords. So, okay, this is another reason that this person is taking it slow. And I was kind of wondering about this because with the King of Cups, you can see he's holding 2 cups, but he's looking towards one. And it gave the feeling of like making a choice. You know, the king has 2 cups and he's like, I choose this one. With the Seven of Swords here, this person has chosen wrong before. This person has already been in a situation in the past where they felt really hopeful about something and they felt really excited about something and they went all in for it, and they ended up getting hurt or they ended up getting betrayed. And I do feel like this situation really made them their like trust in their intuition took a hit for a while is what I'm hearing. So just for example, let's say in the past this person met someone and was like, oh my god, this person is my soulmate, like this is my forever person, and then like that person cheated on them or something. And so it's not only having to deal with that pain of being hurt, but also like how did I not see this? Like I was so sure. I really trusted. Like I was so sure. Now I'm questioning my instincts. Like, and maybe this was in the past and they've recovered, but it's still, they're still in the process of recovering from it. And it's not that they're like hung up on that person still. It's more that shock of like, wow, I was way off with that they've adopted this more like, I'm not gonna ignore the signs and synchronicities or ignore my intuition. I'm not gonna shut myself off from it. I'm just gonna remain open. I'm not gonna jump to conclusions, you know? So they're just taking a more cautious approach, which I think it's nice that they didn't let that experience like close off their heart or close off their intuition, but just became more cautious. You know, like if we're not gonna stay away from water for the rest of our life. We're just gonna wear a life jacket next time. Like that's kind of the vibe. So they're just being cautious. They're taking their time. And that's the vibe. What are their intentions, or what do they want to happen? We have the Ace of Crystals, which is the Ace of Pentacles. And we have the Chariot. That's beautiful. So you can see with the Chariot, there is forward motion. This unicorn is charging forward. They want to move things to the next level with you. They want to move forward with you. Also, the fact that this unicorn isn't like pulling a chariot behind them, it's the way it's translating to me is like they have no baggage. So they are intending to heal and release their baggage, and they really want to move forward and just leave it behind them. And the Ace represents a new beginning, like a new chapter in your connection. So this is something that they desire. And with this being a pentacle, there's a feeling of, I want to make this real. I want to make this official. Like I want to make a formal offer to you and something that will be long lasting. But I'm going to do that when it feels right. Like when it feels right in my gut, when I intuitively feel like I'm ready, that is when I will move forward. I also feel that just this is not necessarily like the end outcome that they want, but just something that they're desiring more, is that they want to, I feel like this person is still a little bit nervous around you, and that's because of some kind of shyness that they have. And they're really hoping that in the near future they can come out of their shell more. And I think you're just going to find them so much more charming when they do that. I think you already do find them really charming, and that's even when they're still toning themselves down a bit because of a bit of shyness. When they go like full on and just, you know, show their true colors, I feel like you're going to fall for them even more. But, you know, unicorns, they often represent to me like our little quirks, the things that make us eccentric, the things that make us weird. And I say that with finger quotes. I think they want to show you more of their like weird side, because I think deep down they know that you'll vibe with it and you'll probably be on the same wavelength. But there's just that little bit of, it's either like a shyness or an awkwardness that they just have to get over. And then they'll be their full weird self around you. Yeah, that's so sweet. So also, this person might want to help you with your career. Like maybe they have some kind of connections that would help you. Like they can introduce you to someone or introduce you to a place that would be beneficial to you. They want to like hook you up. They want to help you on your journey. So for this next part of the reading, we're going to get messages and guidance from your spiritual team. So if there's a particular member of your spiritual team whom you would like to hear from, just keep them in your mind as I'm shuffling. And also if there's a particular question or point that you would like guidance on, keep that in your mind as well. Group number 3's spiritual team. What messages or guidance do you have for group number 3? We have the 4 of Swords. We have the 4 of Swords and the 8 of Swords. So we spoke about, like at the start of the reading, we spoke about how you guys are also, I'm just noticing both of these people have very similar hair. And also this unicorn kind of, it's like very light blonde hair, and it's like chest length, mostly straight, maybe a bit of wave. It looks kind of fluffy. This hair could be significant to some of you. And also this person, it looks like they're blonde, but the bottom tips of their hair are pink. So like pink hair could be significant as well. Or like one of you could have the bottom of your hair a different color. Anyway, what was I... Oh, this went like this. This person, I feel like, has inspired you to like believe in yourself more and be more confident and put yourself out there more. I feel like you both inspire each other to come out of your shells and to really shine your light. And so the connection with this person maybe has also brought up like some limiting beliefs that you have, some mental blockages that you have, some self-sabotaging patterns that you're stuck in. And I think what your spiritual team is saying is that it's amazing that you've become aware of these mental blockages. That's honestly the biggest step. Once you are aware of a pattern repeating itself in your life, it does lose a lot of power. By making those unconscious things that are controlling you conscious, they lose a lot of influence. And I think what they're saying is that at this point, your removing of these mental blockages, your removing of these limiting beliefs, it doesn't so much require direct action or direct work from you right now. It is something that can kind of happen in the background. It's something that can happen more passively as you're living life. meaning that maybe the next step in your journey to gaining confidence is not about, and I mean, you can do this if it feels good, but rather than like saying affirmations to yourself or like saying positive things in the mirror or like, you know, trying to actively do things from your side, in this part of your healing journey, it actually might just be about things happening to you, experiences happening to you that help you to feel more confident. It's like you can step into a more receptive energy now, because I feel like you've done the heavy lifting and you've done the hard, you know what it's like? I just had this image of like a greasy, like a, you know, a Pyrex dish that you like bake stuff in? I had the image of this that has all this like stuck on food and stuck on grease. And the work that you have done, the stuck on food and grease is like your limiting beliefs on the dish. And the work that you have done was like the dish soap that lifted all the grease and shit. And now just letting go and letting life happen is like the water that rinses it all away. So they're saying like, if your limiting beliefs are like the grease that if your limiting beliefs are like the grease that is on your brain, you have already lifted the grease. And now you just have to let life be the water that sweeps the grease away. 33 as I'm saying that. Like, you've done the hard work. Now you just have to have some positive experiences to reinforce the new programming that you've given your mind. So like, go out there and live some life. Like, you don't have to do so much active hard work anymore to break these limiting beliefs. Like, you're there. You've done most of it. And when it comes to this connection as well, I would say there's no like particular action that you must take right now. I think you can just vibe. I think you can just let go and trust that everything is okay. I don't feel like anything is like urgent or pressing. I think you and this person are just vibing and you're just flowing together, and it's really beautiful. So for the last part of this reading, we're going to read a passage from the Crystal Bible for you. So I'm going to flip through the pages and we will land on the message that you need. I'm closing my eyes. Ooh, so we have on page 163, jasper, ocean orbicular jasper. Rare but easily obtained. This is so important. So for things that you are trying to manifest, you might think that it's unlikely that you will manifest things. Like, there's a really small chance that you'll get it, or it's going to be difficult to get it, because when you look around, it seems like very few people have this thing. And your spiritual team is saying, don't let that fool you into thinking that it's going to be hard for you. For example, success. This is just an example. I'm not saying success is rare, but success may be rare, but you can obtain it easily. True love may be rare, but you can obtain it easily. Prosperity may be rare, but you can obtain it easily. Like, your spiritual team is saying, like, just because other people might say that it's hard to come by, or you yourself see few people who have it, that is no reflection on the likelihood that you can get it. And you were destined to manifest special and rare things into your life. Madagascar could be a significant place, or there's some other, oh man, I'm really drawing a blank, but there's like a stone that is from Madagascar that I can't think of right now. Anyway, it's probably not relevant. Oh my gosh, I also just noticed this, also known as the Atlantis stone. So Atlantis could also be significant for this group. I'm also thinking of the movie Madagascar, which could be significant. But let's read a bit of this passage. A stone of renewal and strength, connected to Atlantis and holding mystic knowledge within it. Ocean jasper takes you back to reclaim wisdom when you meditate with it, assisting in reframing and transmuting the misuse of spiritual power at any time. This stone teaches wise use of power and will. Helpful for healers and counselors, ocean jasper helps you in loving yourself and others and in being more empathetic to emotional and mental needs while remaining objective and detached. If druzy quartz is within the stone, it focuses and intensifies the healing intention. So I wonder if, like, Atlantis could be something that you and this person have in common. You could feel like a kindred spiritness to each other because your souls have similar backgrounds. Like it could be that you've had past lives together. I don't think it necessarily has to be. It could be that, like, for example, maybe you are a Syrian starseed and this person is also a Syrian starseed. And so you kind of have the same memories, or something about your background, something about your makeup is similar, or something about your soul's path is similar. So it's like, you get it, you're coming from the same place, or you get it, you're on a similar journey to me. Your souls feel like I just heard like solidarity. Your souls feel a solidarity with each other. I do feel that both of you are spiritually very powerful and have pure intentions, and something about your mission could be about being an antidote to corrupt energy on earth, being an antidote to corruption, bringing justice, bringing pure intentions. Also like an antidote to exploitation, and that could be in the way like the systems, the people in power exploit others, or even in the way we internalize that and exploit ourselves, like exploit our own gifts, our own creativity, our own energy. I feel like you and this person may have a similar mission of being the remedy for that on earth. You are healers, you are leaders who use your wisdom. Well, actually, yeah, you use your wisdom for good. The reason I rethought that there is because, like, using your wisdom for bad is like an oxymoron, because if you're doing things for bad, then you're not wise. So I guess some people use their knowledge for bad, but you are wise, and so you use your knowledge for good. Exactly. Yeah. You are both, like, I feel like you just have the archetype of healers, that you can almost like filter and transmute negative energy on this earth. And I feel like you both have a connection to water, even having Pisces between the two of you and having Atlantis show up here. Your energies are like water. Even like you were drawn to Aqua Aura. It's like you cleanse, you purify, you heal. That's what your souls do. That's so cool. I think this might be the first time I've used this book in a reading. I could be wrong, but I bought it a while ago and I just really felt called to use it today. But anyway, those are all of the messages for you guys. So we're going to take it over to the extended now, where we are going to get honest and unfiltered messages from your person, both in the 3D and in the 5D. So both their human self and their higher self. We're going to see what their next move is towards you. And we're also going to look at the next 3 months of this connection. So if that sounds good to you and you would like to join me over in the extended, I'm going to have that link down below in the description, as well as in the pinned comment of this video. However, if you're going to leave the reading here, I want to say thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless, exclusive pick a card readings just like this one. And you can also decide on topics for future readings. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I will also have my latest release link down below. And finally, my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really, really appreciate having you here. And I'm sending so much love to you, to your person, to your higher selves, your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi number 4s, so if you guys chose the Mangano Calcite, this is going to be your reading. I'm gonna start with the list of everything that's going to be covered in today's reading. We have the reading here on YouTube as well as an extended. Here on YouTube, we're going to start by looking at the current energies of you versus your person versus your connection as a whole. And this part of the reading can be like an energy check, especially when we are talking about you. If what I'm describing does sound like you and what you are going through, that is a sign that this is your group. Then we're going to do a deep dive into what is going on with your person. We are going to see their thoughts of you and their feelings for you. So taking a look at both what's going on in their head and what's going on in their heart when it comes to this connection. We're also going to see their intentions moving forward. What do they intend to do, or what do they want to happen between the two of you? And then we'll finish off with messages and guidance from your spiritual team. Then in the extended, we are going to get honest and unfiltered messages from your person, and this is going to be both from their 3D self, so their human self, as well as their higher self. Then we are going to see your person's next move towards you. And then finally, we're going to look at a prediction for the next 3 months in this connection. So that is our reading for today. Let's go ahead and see the current energies between you and your person. So these cards are going to represent you. These cards are going to represent your person. If when you're listening to these descriptions, it sounds more like the other way around, this sounds more like them and this sounds more like you, that is totally fine. You can switch the energies. You may even find that you resonate with both sides, and that's actually a strong sign that you and your person are mirroring each other. However, if you don't see yourself anywhere in this spread, then this is probably not your group. So oh yeah, and then this one in the middle, this is going to represent the energy between the two of you. But I'm going to reveal this one at the very end. So for now, we're just looking at your energy and their energy. So you are being represented by the Knight of Wands. I keep forgetting to read this part. Anchoring the light. And then the light is always within me. I love that. And lunar eclipse. I have to say, I'm picking up like a very strong lime flavor, but it's like a real lime, like the juice and the bitterness of the lime peel. I don't know if that's relevant to any of you, but I just had to mention it. And then on your person side, they are coming through as the Knight of Swords, balancing the brain. I can be and do all at once. And then we have the 6th house. Okay, so it's interesting that both of you are coming through as knights. I almost feel like this could be a sign that you and your person are mirroring each other, or you are on a similar journey. But then again, like the energy on this side and the energy on this side seem to be quite different. And as it appears to me now, it does seem that this spread is more so showing the difference in the stages that you're at in life or the differences in your outlook on life. I'm sure you can even see just between these two images how different they are. This person looks carefree, looks like they're having fun, like they're on vacation, like they're soaking up life, they're enjoying adventure. This person looks stressed, like they have a deadline, they have somewhere to be, they're freaking out, they're panicking, they don't know if they're gonna make it, they don't know if they're gonna succeed. It's just very, very different. And yet, I feel like you are mirroring each other. This could be one of those situations where you resonate with both sides. Like this might be represent like your past energy, and this is the energy that you're moving into. It could be that both you and your person are moving in this direction, but you are just moving in this direction a bit before them. Let me just look at this. I feel like I need more context. So for the card representing your overall connection and the energy between the two of you, we have part of fortune with increase. That makes sense. It's like your different definitions of abundance and success. The part of fortune, it represents, as you can probably guess, fortune, prosperity, success, especially in like a worldly sense. And you on your side, you have the lunar eclipse. So I feel like you have gone through, or you are currently going through, big shifts when it comes to how you perceive success and how you perceive good fortune and how you perceive abundance. By the way, now I'm having a really strong taste of chamomile tea. So you have gone through a big shift in this that could have been quite emotional. I feel like you've released a lot of emotional baggage that was holding you down, and you released distorted views of success and abundance that were only dampening your spirit. I feel like with anchoring the light, and the light is always within me, you have stopped searching for abundance as something that is outside of you, that something that you need to obtain and bring in to prove that you are worthy and valuable. And you started realizing that your greatest joy and your greatest value is already inside you. It's not something that you obtain, it's something that emanates from your core and emanates out into the world. I feel like you've stopped buying into society's definitions of how you should be and what you need to do in order to be worthy and what you need to do in order to be acceptable. I'm literally hearing like you're not buying that anymore. You're not buying what society is selling anymore. They cannot manipulate you. They cannot make you spend money on things. They cannot convince you that, oh, this next new thing is what's going to make you happy. It's like it's almost like you've divested from society or from the culture. Like you're not going to participate in this rat race. This is where I feel your energy right now. And I feel like this has been a huge weight lifted. Some of you guys may be traveling right now or thinking about traveling. You may be thinking about pursuing a more creative path in your life. You may be thinking about not making plans anymore and just living life a day at a time and enjoying it as it comes. It seems like you have lifted a lot of weights off of yourself, a lot of stresses and pressures and burdens, and you're just living freely. On the other end, this feels like someone who is very stuck in the rat race. This feels like someone who's panicking because they're late for work, or they have to meet this deadline, or they have to get at least a 98.75 on their exam. Like these little things, these little day-to-day things that they are stressing themselves out with. The sixth house, this is very much about like the daily routines, the daily habits, the daily responsibilities, the daily tasks. And I feel like your person has chosen or has like unconsciously fallen into a daily routine and responsibilities that make them feel like this, that stress them out. And when I look at this card, the I can be and do all at once, it makes me think of that that expression of like, you're a human being, you're not a human doing. And I feel like from this current energy, you are in your human being era. And I feel like your person is still trying to prove that they are a human doing, and maybe, you know, not seeing this truth that there's a light within them that makes them inherently valuable and lovable, and that they don't have to like prove anything externally to access this joy. And they're still feeling like they need to accomplish certain things or obtain certain things, and then they can be happy, and then they can enjoy life. And I'm not saying that like working hard and pushing your limits for a certain goal is a bad thing, but it becomes like this carrot that is dangled in front of them, and they just have to achieve the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, and then they'll be successful. It feels kind of like being stuck in this loop that is draining. And I do feel like, group number 4s, I feel like you've been in this energy before, and intrusive thoughts of this energy might creep back in sometimes. But you may kind of see yourself on both sides. I feel like both you and your person are on this journey of moving out of this into this, of discovering that true happiness is not something you chase, it's something that you are, it's something that is accessible at all times. It's also, I should note that neither of you are really like facing each other. Your person's facing away, you're facing away. So it could be that either like you're not really in contact with this person right now, or just things are not moving forward. It could even be that your differences in approach and like how you live your life could have made you just naturally drift apart. Or just that your journeys are meant to be, this next era of your life or this next moment is meant to be lived independently. So I want to get into the deep dive of your person, see what's going on with them and how they perceive your connection. So we're gonna start with their thoughts. Okay, and those came out really quickly. We have the King of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. And we have the High Priestess. Okay. Yeah, this person misses you. So I definitely feel you could be in a no contact situation with this person, but there's just a feeling that you don't see each other as often. You've maybe drifted apart physically or even emotionally. So like when you do see each other, maybe they feel like it's not quite the same, that you relate to each other a bit less. They just miss you. This is a very clear message. Like they can see how like their job or their material aspirations or their busy schedule is taking them away from you. And it makes, like, it breaks their heart. It makes them really sad. I just want to give an example to illustrate this energy. It's as if like two people were best friends in high school. Like they did everything together. They had the best time. And then they were inseparable. And then when they graduated, maybe one person, let's just say they didn't go to university and they are living a relatively like relaxed lifestyle. the other friend went to like med school or something, like something that's really, really demanding, or law school, that it consumes your whole schedule and you're like pulling all-nighters to study. I mean, I've never been to law school or med school, but I imagine that it could consume you and become your whole life, or like most of your life. And so this person, like, they feel the pressure of, I have to do well. I have to do well. These are my aspirations. But at the same time, they see that your friendship is like drifting apart. In this example, right? Like, you might reach out to them, hey, come to this event, come hang out, come to this party, let's go here together. And they keep saying like, no, I can't, I have to study. No, I can't, I have to study. And it breaks their heart, because they're like, but I do have to study, but I miss you. This is the feeling that I get from your person. And of course, that is just one example to illustrate the energy. But, and 1515, as I'm talking about this, that's the number of the devil. That's the number of the devil, being restrained, being held back, being stuck in a cycle, especially to do with like status, ambition, reputation, material goals, because the devil is associated with Capricorn energy. So they have these material goals, and who knows, there might be a lot of people who rely on this person. Like, maybe they have their own business and they have like 30 employees who are relying on them. Or they're a doctor and they have a lot of patients who are relying on them. Or they're a breadwinner for their family or for their parents, and their family is relying on them. Or their family expects them to succeed, and so they have to like uphold those expectations. They really are like, there's pressure. They feel compelled to keep going this way, and that it just makes them like more and more like they just miss you. And I think in their heart, the way you have felt about each other hasn't changed. You maybe even disagree with my use of drifted apart, because it's like, no, we still love each other. We still care about each other, just because we see each other less. Like, I really feel like the emotional connection is still there. And the fact that this is coming out for their thoughts, I do think that deep down they understand that, but it doesn't make it suck any less, is kind of the feeling. So with that, now let's see what is in their heart. What is in your person's heart when it comes to you and this connection? Look at this. The Lovers. Exactly. There's so much love here. And like, in their heart, I think they know that that won't change. But I feel like their thoughts, their head might tell them that like you're gonna get sick of them. You're gonna get sick of like waiting for them, or you're gonna get sick of always trying to see them and they say they can't. But I mean, I can't tell you how you feel, but I would imagine that from this spread, I would imagine that you're probably rooting for them to like join you in this beautiful energy. I think you care deeply about this person, and you feel like, I wish you could also see that you are the light, and the light is within you. And you don't, like, if you're really happy on this journey, then I'll support you. But it seems like maybe you're not. And I feel like your feeling is just, you hope your person knows that they don't have to do this if they don't want to. They don't have to live this life if they don't want to. If this is genuinely the life they want, you'll be supportive. But I think you can see like the stress and the pressure that they're under, and maybe little comments that slip out every now and then where you're like, are you sure this is really what you want to do? Like, if it is, that's awesome, but sometimes it doesn't seem that way. And I think you just really hope for them that they recognize they are valuable and they always have been valuable. And they're lovable no matter what their status is and no matter what they achieve. But they are thinking in their head that you might be getting like upset with them or that you might be getting sick of them. I feel like in their heart and in their soul, like the High Priestess and the Lovers, this is a strong spiritual bond. So I think that in their soul, they know that like it's all love and that you still care for each other the same way as you always have. That is so sweet. What else? What else is in this person's heart for you? What are their feelings? Okay. Ooh, this is it. This is the Devil card. Like, I saw 1515 before. That's associated with the Devil. And in this deck, this Oppression card is the Devil. It's interesting. Like, I know the images are different in this deck, but in the Rider-Waite deck, for example, the Lovers card and the Devil card kind of look similar. But in the Lovers card, obviously, it's very peaceful. The two people are coming together and there's an angel in the middle. Then on the Devil card, the two people are there, but they're like chained up and the Devil is in the middle. And numerologically, they're both a number 6, like, because this is a 6 and this is a 15. I feel like this is like the Lovers card's evil twin or something. Anyway, they feel this love for you in their heart, but it feels trapped. It feels stuck. It needs a place to go. And I feel like this is really confirming that in their heart, they do feel trapped. I feel like this journey is not what they thought it would be. I feel like this is a journey that society sold to them as like, this is what's going to make you happy. This is what's going to make you like confident in yourself. This is what's going to make you feel successful. And they're going down this path and they're like, why do I feel more and more weighed down and more trapped if like this is the thing that's supposed to make me happy? What I will say with the Lovers, I sometimes see with the Lovers card an energy of being inspired and emulating others around you. So I do think that seeing you embrace this energy of freedom and embrace this energy of unconditional self-love is having an impact on them, almost like you're showing them that another way of life is possible. And again, I feel like you maybe were even in this energy for some point of your life. And even if you can't see each other that much in person or talk that much, it doesn't mean that your souls are not still working together. Like, you are doing work on them. They are doing work on you. I feel like your souls would not leave each other behind. Like, this is, with the 2 Knights, this is friendship. Your souls have a beautiful friendship. And there's no way your soul would just be like, oh, that sucks. Anyway, I'm going to go live my life. Even if it might look like that in the 3D, I know that your souls have each other's back and you're helping each other heal and break free from patterns that aren't serving you. They may also feel like there's unfinished business with you, or that there's things that were left unsaid. Like in that example that I gave of like friends who graduate and drift apart, maybe one friend had a really big crush on the other and never got a chance to tell them. And it's like, and without ever saying anything, we just drifted apart like that. And I never got a chance to tell them how I really feel. So there may be things that this person has wanted to say to you about how they truly feel. Like they feel deeper than they've let on, and they've never gotten to tell you. And so they feel like, no, there's no way, we can't just keep drifting away at this rate. Like, this can't be it. Surely this is not it. Like, surely our connection keeps growing and I get to say what I've wanted to say. What are this person's intentions in this connection? I'm noticing that a lot of these people have dark hair, especially dark curly hair, which could be significant. We have the Queen of Swords. And there's a lot of cats. The Queen of Swords has a cat. The High Priestess has a cat. This person has a cat. Black cats could be like a sign from this person's higher self, or a sign from one of your spirit guides. Like, you may both have like a spirit guide who is a black cat, which is very specific. And we have the Two of Crystals. Okay, you know what it is? Like, this person, it's not that they don't like their path, it's just that it's like too much. It's too demanding. It's like, I love making pick a card videos, but if I had to make one 7 days a week forever, I would definitely start to hate it. Like, the thing you love the most can become something you dread and something you hate when there's pressure, or like when there's just too much of it, right? So I think that whatever they're doing in life, it's not the thing that they don't like. It's the schedule, it's the high pressure, high demanding nature of it. Or maybe it's like, it's too much to meet everyone's expectations. In the same way, like, if my job was to make pick a card readings, but one of the requirements of my job was that every single person who watches the reading resonates with it, that's going to take the joy out of it too, because I'm going to be really stressed. I'm going to be like overthinking every word I say. So it's like, it's the approach, or it's what is expected of them that is like sucking the joy out of it. And so what I'm seeing with these two cards is, it's not necessarily that they want to abandon this path, but they want more balance. With this Queen of Swords, it's like they want to cut back, because they see, it's like if their time or their energy is a pie, and they're saying, group number 4, you are not taking up enough of this pie. My relationships, my personal life, my hobbies is not taking up enough of this pie. I want to keep doing what I'm doing, just less, or like in a different way. They want to restore balance to their life. They want to cut back on these things that are stressing them out. So they might make a move to, like, just for an example, switch from full-time to part-time, or work in the same field, but in a position where it's like lower stakes, or like less pressure, less responsibility, so that they can, like, they recognize, I think, that there needs to be an upheaval in their life. And I have to say that you are going to be one of the first on their list, if not the first, when they start to redistribute that pie. Because I really, they have not stopped thinking about you and like regretting that what they've committed to has taken so much time away from being with you and talking to you. And that's something that is so heavy on their mind and so heavy on their heart. And I'm actually getting emotional talking about it. Like, I don't know what the relationship is with the two of you, but it kind of feels like the energy of a parent who has to go to work to support their family, but then in the same breath, going to that job means less quality time with their family. And so it's like this double-edged sword of like, I gotta go to work, but like it's killing me because I want to be there with you. Like this is the feeling. Ooh, that just made me super emotional. And yeah, they know that they have to cut things out of their life. They know that they have to make changes. They know that they have to redistribute that pie, and that is their intention. Like, they're gonna plan it and then they're gonna execute it. Like, this is swords, this is ideas and plans, but pentacles is like actual actions. So they are gonna back this with action. All right. Lunar eclipse, it could be highly emotional. You guys might be in a period or entering into a period where your emotions feel a bit more like volatile, or yeah, like you're suddenly hit with bursts of emotion. Okay, so next we're gonna get messages and advice from your spiritual team. So if there's a particular member of your spiritual team whom you would like to hear from, just keep them in mind as I'm shuffling. And also if there's a specific question or a specific point that you would like guidance on, keep that in mind as well. Group number 4's spiritual team. What messages or guidance do you have for group number 4? We have the 10 of Swords, and we have Justice. Okay. Libra or Gemini energy could be significant. A person with Libra or Gemini placements. I'm wondering for this group if you did ask a specific question to your guides, but there's a piece of advice here to end something. To end something in your life. And I think that deep down, you know that this ending needs to happen, but it's almost as if like at any given moment, you could find just as many reasons to stay as you can find reasons to go. So that whenever you would like sit down to analyze the situation and say like, okay, let's see, should I stay or should I go? Should I keep doing this or should I stop? You would always come out just as uncertain because you would have like 10 pros and you would also have 10 cons. And your spiritual team is kind of saying it's always going to be like this. And actually our piece of advice for you is that you should not stay in something. Like if you're going to stay in something, the pros should outweigh the cons, or it should be overwhelmingly positive. The scales should be very much tipped towards staying. Like they're kind of saying respectfully, why are you accepting 50-50? You know, like, yeah. And also, quality is a thing, quality over quantity. There may be 5 pros and 5 cons, but the cons might be really heavy and the pros might not be that important. And actually, that's a thing, like doing a weighted list of pros and cons, that might be something that is helpful. Like, these are the pros, and then go through each of them and say like, how important is this pro to me? And you could give it like a number score, like a 1, a 2, or a 3. But I mean, they already said, your spiritual team already said that like, it's probably best to end this. The 10 of Swords isn't ending. Justice is like, getting clarity on the situation, facing the truth. Like the justice person is literally facing this, and this looks like they're gonna put the nail in the coffin, so to speak. So they're either saying like there may be the same number of cons and pros, but you would find that the cons are more important, like they're more heavy, or the fact that there's as many cons as pros is already a bad sign. So yeah, something needs to come to an end, and it's like something that has been stressing you out or draining you, kind of similar to what your person is going through actually. So in some way, even though your lives might look different, I do feel like your experiences and your lessons are and have been mirroring each other. So finally, I want to read a passage from the Crystal Bible. So we're just going to flip through. I'm going to close my eyes and we're going to flip through the book, and we will land on the page that has a message for you. So this is like in the middle of a passage. So I'm just gonna, okay. Your passage is on page 339. March 9th or September 3rd could be a significant date. Someone who is 33 or 39 could be significant, or someone born in 93. Also 339 could be like an area code. That is super, super specific, but anyway. Tuktupite, also known as reindeer blood. It is available in Greenland, Canada, and Russia. So these places could be significant, or northern lands in general could be significant. Shout out to my fellow Canadians. A stone of integration. Tuktupite brings the compassionate heart with the illuminated mind and anchors unconditional love in the world. And you are in the process of doing that. You are anchoring the light. It teaches the power of self-love, without which it is not possible to value yourself or another, to give or receive love, or to know intimacy. An exceedingly peaceful stone aligned to the pink flame of pure love, Tuktupite has the rare quality of tenebrescence. I don't know how to pronounce that, meaning that on exposure to sun or ultraviolet light, or on being worn or held, its white or pale pink color deepens to crimson. It fluoresces bright red under ultraviolet light. Reindeer or deer could also be a significant animal to this group. Aww. I'm not going to read the whole passage because it's very long, but Tutu is a very cute name. Tutu. Yeah, that's crazy. Like, we land on a passage about anchoring unconditional love, learning the power of self-love, and learning that that's really where your value comes from. And if you don't anchor this love within yourself, like, it will be impossible to love yourself. And it even talks how it could hinder your ability to truly give love to another, and to truly know intimacy, because I feel like a big part of intimacy that you're meant to experience in general, but that you're meant to experience with this person, is just seeing your oneness in each other. And if you are seeing value in other people, but then denying yourself of that same valuableness, you're not acknowledging and honoring your oneness. Like, you need to acknowledge the fact that that light that is within the person you admire or the person you love is that light that is within everyone, and that includes you. And by excluding yourself from that pie, again, from excluding yourself from that equation, you're denying your oneness. Like, if you are inherently valuable, I must be inherently valuable too, because we are the same and the light that we anchor is the same. And if we all recognize that, I feel many of our problems would be solved. But anyway, that is enough for today. These are all the messages that I am seeing for this part of your reading. So we're going to take it over to the extended now, where we are going to get honest and unfiltered messages from your person, both their 3D self and their higher self. And we're going to see what their next move is towards you, as well as what the next 3 months has in store for your connection. So if that sounds good to you and you would like to join me over in the extended reading, I'm going to have the link down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment. However, if you're going to leave the reading here, I want to say thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless, exclusive pick a card readings just like this one. And you can also decide on the topic for future videos. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I will also have my latest release link down below. And finally, my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really, really appreciate having you here, and I am sending so much love to you, to your person, to anyone else who appeared in this reading directly or indirectly. I'm sending love to your higher selves, your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. I'm sending love to your spirit animals too, and any companion animals you may have here on earth or in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.